Call the meeting to order. Verification of compliance with open meeting laws.
Yep, it was posted on the website and on the front board.
Roll call. Kraus.
Here.
Jasinski.
Yes.
Other members present.
We got Trophy and
Folks present. Motion to approve May 29th and March 17th meeting.
Move.
Dragon.
All approved. Motion carried. Discussion of possible recommendations on presentation by Fred Heider of the North Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission to update our outdoor recreation plan. Well,
Thank you, Fred.
All right, sounds good. I've got a lot of handouts, but and I'm gonna go over them a little bit. Let's see you know what's going on in the whole planning process. That's the outdoor rec plan description and planning process. Basically, you want an outdoor rec plan for two reasons. You have an outdoor rec plan, it's out of date, it needs to be redone every 5 years. No penalty if you let it lapse, which is good for you. Good for the state. Their current outdoor rec plans through 2023, good for Marathon County. So you're not alone. But you guys are actually going forward. Well, so was the state, but it took them 2 years to redo their plan. So in a nutshell, what we're doing is we're going through the planning process so that any recommendations that you put in for any of your parks, or if you want to develop something else that's not in your repertoire right now, if we put it into the plan, then it's eligible for 50% funding. If it's nature-based, it's the stewardship fund. If it's active, like a splash pad or a playground, that's Land and Water Conservation Fund, federal program. It's all still applying through DNR, one application. Or a trail is through the RTP program. It's a federal trail program, and you can get up to 80% grant money for that. There's another one that doesn't require the outdoor rec plan, but if it's in the outdoor rec plan or the Safe Routes to School plan, which you do have, then you can apply to the Transportation Alternatives Program, and then you can get 80% funding for as well. So that's sometimes considered outdoor recreation because you're doing a path next to a road or a highway with that money. But basically, you've got the 3 pots of money, and everything, every capital improvement is basically 50% eligible for, or eligible for a 50% or more grant, and by what it is. So the gist of the planning process tonight, we'll look at the questions. If you've got any changes or if I spelled something wrong, someone tell me. We also want to figure out how to get this online survey out to the public. I've got a couple ideas. Then I'll keep it open for at least 4 weeks, and I'll monitor it every week, see if we get hits on it. If nothing's happening or if it's coming in slow, then I'll work with Chris to do some other things to get the link out there, because we really want to get this out so that the general public has their say in what outdoor recreation should be happening here over the next 5 years. So then I'll close the survey after at least 4 weeks. I'll summarize any of the open-ended questions, and then the rest of it is processed by the online survey. And I'll come back into another meeting, show you the results, and I'll also show you some draft goals and objectives. And anytime between now and then, feel free to, I mean, we were talking casually earlier, but feel free, I'll tell you informally now, feel free to have a list in your head, tell Chris, yeah, we really want that trail, or we really need that improvement at that park or whatever, make sure that's in there. And because you're committee members, if I come and present the draft in 2 meetings from now, and you don't see that recommendation in there, that's the time to speak up, of course. And then I'll put it right in. So that's the whole gist of it. So I included this other handout from the state comprehensive outdoor rec plan. It's from 2019, 2023. Very faint on the bottom there. This is the gaps and needs in our existing recreation opportunities statewide. But then if you flip it, you see on page 3, there's a color-coded state map. And we are in Marathon County, so that's the Western Sands region. If you hit one of these regional recreational needs, then you get an extra point in the DNR. Because when you're applying for one of the grants, you get this extra point, and now you won over your neighbor, whoever your neighbor is. Either, like Marshfield is your neighbor, or across the state somewhere else. So Western Sands region, regional recreational needs. There's only 10 of them, so I'll just read them. Bicycling, so that's bicycle touring, road riding, mountain biking, off-road biking. So that's all bicycling. Bird and wildlife watching, camping, both developed and primitive. So campsites or pitch a tent out in the woods somewhere, in a county forest or whatever. Canoeing or kayaking, cross-country skiing, dog walking, fishing piers, fishing access, hiking, walking, trail running, backpacking. That's all under the hiking category. Horseback riding, big game hunting, so black bear, deer, picnicking, snowshoeing, and swimming in lakes and rivers. They specified lakes and rivers because there's other places where they say visiting a beach or beach walking. So those are if we hit one of those with one of our outdoor recreation things, then you get an extra point. The other part is you're in central Wisconsin, so they automatically put money towards each of the different areas of the state. So you're not directly competing with Milwaukee or Madison or Green Bay. You will be competing with Marshfield, Rapids, Point, and Wausau, but they try to spread it out. So smaller communities and larger communities both have a shot at it. And you can apply every year. So this is an annual grant program that DNR controls all 3 pots of money. So it's very easy. A small amount of paperwork for any municipality that wants to apply or actually gets a grant too. So that's all good news. If you go for a WSDOT grant, the TAP application program, that's a lot more paperwork. But the flip side, it's 80%, technically 78% funded. So that's why you want to go through that process for some specific like transportation, like trail projects. So now let's look at the questions. There's not that many questions. It doesn't need to be that long. I just want to hit some high points. I always open with the first 2 questions being one, which recreation uses, and there's like 30 of them here, have you done in the last year? So then people know, oh, gardening is outdoor recreation. All these ones that are not obvious. And maybe if someone's got something on their mind, like, oh, I really want to tell them this. So then the next question is open-ended, and what kind of outdoor recreation would you like, in Spencer? So that's why I make sure that I have that open-ended question right at the front. So that they can spout about anything outdoor recreation, or anything really, but you'll see all the comments. So I'm not gonna filter them. I will summarize them and I'll have a summary in your plan. But if it doesn't get more than 5 votes, it's, not going in. So then we've got just a list of the parks and how often do you use the following parks? And then please rate your satisfaction with the following parks. So I like to use those. I mean, I don't wanna, I always make sure I have I don't use this or not applicable so that they don't fake fill it out. And both these questions, I've got an asterisk in front of it. It's on the program that does that. If I require an answer, only reason why I'm requiring an answer is because I want to make sure that they answer both questions. Let's flip it over. Got a few more questions and then I get into the enthusiast questions. So the next 4 questions are, what kind of water enthusiast are you? What kind of bicyclist are you? Snowmobile enthusiast or motorized vehicle? I put snowmobile first because obviously it's motorized. And then motorized, ATV, UTV, off-highway motorcycle is all a motorized vehicle. So that's helpful for you as a committee. Over the next 5 years, you'll see this, it'll be in your plan, in the summary. Then you go, nobody is snowmobiling in Spencer, or nobody is bicycling in Spencer anymore. Or maybe everyone's doing that. So then you'll be able to see, well, we hardly have anyone doing that. Why are we spending half of our recreation budget on that every year? And then you just have to have a discussion about why you're doing it. So, but this helps you understand what the community is thinking and recreating right now. And then the last page, the only required asterisk in front of number 13. Required question is, do you live in the village? Yes or no? And then what's your age? If people don't fill it out, if they don't answer what their gender is, it'll capture all their answers to that point and then they close it. I still have a complete survey basically. So I put all that in there just so that we see that. I mean, if it's like 90% male or 90% female filling it out, well, now you as the committee know clearly our village is not 90% this or that. So take it with a grain of salt. I mean, for some reason, it's never happened, but I like that as just a review to me that we actually did hit the general public. And that's the same with the age categories. Those are all basically generations, like baby boomers is 60 to 78 kind of thing. So that's why the numbers are different like that. But that way you know that, well, no one under 25 filled this out. That's fine. We're still making parks for them because their parents filled it out. So that's the gist of the survey. Are there any, the other question that I have in my head is, so I was thinking about questions, I can add another question. If you're like, well, we'd really like to find out if the public really likes doing something particular. Like another community was wondering if they should open their roads to ATVs. So then I had to work with them to create a question about opening the roads, opening only. And then we listed 3 specific roads in that community, or 5 or whatever. And things like that. So I don't know if you had any questions off the top of your head, like, gosh, we've been thinking about this, but we never, this is where you ask, where you get to another chance to ask about, whatever, so.
Right.
Are you looking for things that needed to be added to the survey at this point?
Yeah, if you.
I mean, I think Peach Pond Trail, I don't see that under our parks. You got Lions Arc has a little accent.
Well, that didn't exist when. the
Right, so that's
original-
one that I think should be
That we can
put on there. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the success rate when people apply? Do you have kind of a ballpark figures?
I mean,
If it's 5%, is it worth our investment to?
well, over the course of like, if you don't get it the first time, you'll probably get it the second time. So if it's a good project, which most projects are good projects, you'll probably get it funded within after or at your second time of applying.
Do you look at to give us an opinion, like, this is gonna fly, or yeah, this stuff?
Well, I can definitely take a look at it and for no cost. I mean, doesn't cost anything. Marathon County is the member. So I help with member for the Regional Planning Commission. And so I help all the local governments in Marathon County with applying for things. DNR actually holds everyone's hand if they want to fill out the application, and they help direct it into the right pot of money. And they even talk to the communities and help them strengthen the applications. But I'm definitely available for that, and also for, the initial, well, do you think applying for a block of, path is a good idea? No, is my answer. No, because it's not really a complete project. Unless that block is really long and, well, maybe we can do something else. The other part is that I know what other communities have done that are the same size as Spencer or larger, like what Wausau's done, what counties have done, what problems they've had. And, we'll just have to go through it and I can tell you, well, this other community did it a little differently and they got it funded on their first try. So, but yeah, for sure. So over the next 5 years, let's say now this plan is adopted at, near the end of this year, easily by Thanksgiving, I would say, at the latest. And so next year you're applying, hey, Fred, yes, I'm available. 3 years from now, hey, Fred, we didn't realize we wanted to do this. Can we somehow amend the plan? Yes, and it's a very simple process. So if something happens a year from now, 2 years from now, you've adopted the plan and you're like, oh, we never thought of that because now there's a new opportunity or whatever. But now it's not in your plan, so you can't apply for a grant. So it's basically, I'll make up one sheet of paper and then at your next committee meeting, you'll talk it over, approve it, and then village board would adopt the plan by resolution with that change. So
Shoot for
How do you get the survey out?
yeah, so it's all going to be online. Obviously, I can make a PDF available and then personally print it for anyone.
Can you put it on the
Fill it out.
website? Was that put on Facebook?
Yep.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask.
yeah, we just got a new website up and running.
Okay.
And one of the things we'll be doing shortly here is outreach to get people to sign up for our automatic notifications. So we'll have people can sign up to get emails or texts when we add something
I
to.
already did.
Yeah, I saw your name on.
I'm checking up on
I
it.
was, yeah, because we have 13 people now signed up to get notifications. So I think that was nice.
I think it wanted me to, so.
and snail mail, the mail as well. I think we should, for the people who, there are a few that
Well,
don't do
So
Facebook.
the only thing about that is the expense. It costs us about $1,000 to
Mails.
mail something out every
So what if you just put a reminder in the water billers?
Yep, we can do that for sure.
That paper's already printed.
Yeah, that we could.
Those are the
put a
people that are not
one-line
getting-
deal.
We
Yeah,
can put something in Village
If
Voice.
people, okay.
You know, Steve will help
Yep.
us by doing that.
So question for you on the 50%. So we apply for something and I'm just gonna use the pond because I think that's an ideal candidate. If we were to apply to fix the pond the right way, get a beach in there, get a, fishing stuff in there, get all of this stuff to make that a usable structure. And then we as a village said, okay, our 50% match is gonna be, we're gonna get donations for the labor. Does that count towards your 50% or are they looking for a monetary donation?
Yes, you'll have to document it, but you'll be able to do that.
Similar to what we did for the tree grant, we're allowed to do, yeah. Equipment,
Yeah, it's just
equipment usage.
Yeah, equipment use, hours, labor.
Has to be
Yeah, because there's,
well documented.
I think there's a lot of very easy, there's low hanging fruit. I think if we get, there's people that come out the woodwork to help fix that thing.
So do we ask questions like ice skating,
Sure, yeah,
ice skating rink
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do
and
that.
pickleball court?
Mhm.
Yeah, those would be two things that I don't think are in this plan. Pickleball court, obviously. That was added to our Arc Park, where we've got the ball field. A pickleball court was added, last year before.
So is the band shelter recreation?
Yep, that was the thing that tipped me off right away to get this updated. I was talking to Fred about the possibility of applying for help paying for the bathrooms. So the outdoor recreation would cover the bathroom portion of
Or
the,
health fund.
or potentially, you know, for the. And that's the other thing we have to realize is, we can't do everything all at once, so we might have to. We do want to do trails, definitely, we do want to do something with the Peach Pond. Which
Yeah,
I think is a great name, by the way.
Peach Pond, I think.
Kind of rolls off your-
Well, Peach Pond, as I said, it's, now we get on a rabbit hole, but it's great. It's got massive potential there.
Yeah.
To be a giant community staple.
Yeah, but I just mean to say that, you know, we would want to prioritize things, and if the bathrooms for the stage was our
We got the plants.
number one goal, that's what I thought we would shoot for initially.
What kind of trees you need to buy.
And then with the ability to apply every year, I don't know why we haven't been applying every year, at least when the plan was active.
I kind of think it's like Field of Dreams, that you know, if they build it, they will come.
Yeah,
Yeah, this pond name, Laura picked up, was good.
How much should we put in the recreation this year? In their budget?
well, we budgeted for parks about $10,000.
10,000.
But that covered, you know, a lot of different things. And then, just to go over the original plan, there was the survey results are in here from the original
5
plan.
years ago.
Yeah. And, the things that people were looking for the most were the walking trails and the wildlife, nature
Wildlife
areas. And then, sports fields, I mean, soccer, football, baseball are in there, but I think you could probably put pickleball in that same category. Playground equipment and walking trails, bicycle trails. That's what people were looking for, back in 2011. Similar to what probably they're looking for now. Maybe that band stage bathrooms.
Well, that's something we almost have, I mean, just because that'll make everyone's life a lot easier. We have bathrooms
That
there
could be
Yeah.
used for the ice skating rink
to
too.
use for everything that's going on there.
Yep.
Especially since it's a public stage where the public can just use it.
Do you have, so thinking about the pickleball specifically, do you have any tennis courts that are underused right now?
We have our old tennis courts, but we basically
No, we have no-
abandoned them.
We have no tennis court.
Okay,
The pickleball courts were designed such that you could play tennis on them.
Yeah.
By taking the fences down, and putting up, rearranging the fences.
Arranging stuff.
Uh, But, they get quite a bit of use.
Yeah. oh yeah.
I was surprised when my kid the other night says, Dad, I'm going to play pickleball.
Mhm.
Okay.
Part of that, and that brings up the other issue.
So all of this sports stuff, I'm not sure what the school is teaching,
Or is,
any of the sports. Are they doing pickleball in their gym class? Are
Yeah.
they doing, whatever it is? Yes, they're doing softball. That's not an issue. They got a softball field and they got that type of thing, but I mean, that is something that we maybe should ask the school, what are you teaching?
What are your sports you're
Well, I mean, it's like anything else. If they're teaching soccer up here, we're gonna end up with pushing for a soccer field, right? Well, they're not teaching soccer up here.
yeah, that's, I think, one of the reasons why, Becky, I think piggybacking off of this survey originally, was looking at a arena or something. She wanted to have a field house or something like that. That ended up changing, once the dollar signs kind of presented themselves.
Yeah.
But
back to earth.
that was always her feeling to expand that.
Yeah, field house is a
Yeah,
little over the top.
and I mean, to their
For our
credit,
side, yeah.
they've done amazing things at the art park.
Well, yeah,
I mean-
you just, I don't know, field house would never be sustainable in this community.
Look what happened to Rhinelanders.
They fell in.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
that's a pretty neat place, though. I don't know. how
Nine
much-
It's back up again.
I think-
Yeah, it was-
yeah,
it's back up.
it was back up pretty
It's
quick.
back up, but the issue is the school actually maintains it, so that's,
Yeah.
that's what's happening there, but the community built it.
Yeah. it was,
And this was all drawn up pre-COVID, and I think the trend post-COVID is you're only seeing expansion in your outdoor recreations.
Yeah. it was. Do you have any memory of helping the village in the past? Apply for anything using this? Did we just?
No, the village never asked me,
Okay.
but I mean, I've always directed communities to talk to, and then I find the specific DNR contact this person in January when makes it easy for them and the community. And then DNR has always told me, just tell them to call me or email. And they want to help the community fill out the application.
So a lot of times you're not aware. that-
Okay, so I'm gonna be this,
Please,
they wanna help you fill it out. What loops do you gotta jump through?
Yeah.
And will it take like 3 years to get their funds?
1 year.
Well,
Unlike DOT.
Well,
I don't have much on the DNR.
the DNR grant that we got for the gun range, was funneled through, Fish and Wildlife. It was a federal pass through program. And
Yeah,
it took us 3 years to
I
close.
had to
it.
Oh, I
ask,
see.
I had to ask.
So this is not the same type
That's
of.
where you ask.
Yeah, for sure.
And who knows with the 80% one,
And then,
federal money.
yeah, and well,
It's kind of iffy
Yeah,
now.
look at Willow.
we got the
Yeah,
TAP,
yeah, we will.
the TAP grant for the Safe Routes to School program, but yeah, that was, you can't spend that money for.
Well, we're not gonna spend money before we get it.
No, I just meant to say is they're not,
Well, we still gotta have it in the budget.
Right.
well, we're not eligible
That's
to
what-
use that money until.
So at some
Once in a
point,
time.
whatever we decide to do.
Yeah.
And whatever the activity is, well, maybe 10,000, we should earmark that 10. We should say, okay, next year we're gonna grant. And we need 12,000, 14,000, so that we've got that 50% or whatever we need. And then that project's on there. We're not taking it off.
Well, I guess, because that's to the point of, normally you would apply after January 1 for monies, during that calendar year.
I don't know when they actually, I've never gone through the process. It's always a May 1st application.
Oh, okay.
So May 1st is the deadline,
Okay.
but they always say, reach out to us in
Oh, I see.
January and February.
I would have to think that if May 1st is the deadline, then those funds would be available for the next year. So that's
Yeah.
probably. Yeah. So then that would help with budgeting.
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
What's the sequence we need?
I know
Right. So
once we had a
Yeah, if we got the grant, then we
We
could
need to see.
make sure we had the matching,
Essentially,
planned in.
or matching
Or,
labor.
yeah,
And I think it's a reimbursement, so it's probably a quick reimbursement, but you'll have to provide the funds first, pay for it, show them the receipt, and then probably within 3 days, you'll get the money
That's
from
an
that.
issue.
So,
yeah, that's the way they've gone.
So almost all of them work.
yeah.
We just hold Chris's check until he's the last to get paid.
Okay.
So what's this program cost us? You work for Marathon County?
Yeah, well, this was $6,500 to have me come out here and actually go through and do this. So,
So you're a Marathon County employee.
nope. I am a 10 county employee, so I'm a North Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission employee.
Oh,
Marathon County and 9 other counties pay so I can exist and actually help.
And knowing that we didn't budget for this year, Fred was okay with starting this process this summer, finishing in the fall, then we'll actually be invoiced for this after January 1, so we can include that expense next
Okay.
year's.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. This way you can apply this year.
That will
Thank you.
Great deal.
We're not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere, so that's how we roll.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
So then do you want to ask the community about ice skating and pickleball? I mean, you'll see how many people have, with question 1.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Well, I mean, if we get no response from the ice skating rink, why would we spend time doing it?
Yep.
We know people are down there, but.
Yeah.
How many? Nobody's sitting here counting.
It's,
And it's
yeah,
like the pickleball.
It all depends on the year too, the weather. Sometimes it's a whim, the kids, hey,
Well, this last winter, there was only really 1 week to ice skate.
better than last year, though.
Well, actually, there was no ice.
Yeah.
You know, and so our city employees are spending how many hours assembling this thing and then trying to get water to freeze.
Right.
Yeah.
There is a product out there. It's you could put tiles together and it's a super slippery plastic. Green Bay has it and I've seen it in other places. You don't have to make it that large, but that way you could have, if there was like, this community really likes ice skating, but we're not, creating this dome and having a frozen sheet inside. Well, you could get those tiles, put them together and make a loop or make a solid surface for ice skating. So,
I think what Will has works pretty good.
Just got, weather's got to cooperate.
oh, of
with
course.
us.
They actually put up a fairly large size.
And I know some communities have RC airports or RC cars. We don't, but I do know that there are some communities that have it. And that's again, just like everything else, they happen to have a group of people, I should say, a group of people that are into it.
Enthusiastic about it.
My brother-in-law used to do that.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
that's what I mean.
a few years.
There was a track south of Markfield. I don't think it exists
It
anymore,
goes on there anymore.
Not in the mall.
but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
there's a track at
That
Spencer.
one's in Liverpool.
Can you guys,
On that street.
you guys think of anything that we need to add
Toes.
to the survey?
Well, I mean, if we do, we can just give it to Chris if I think of something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not gonna turn it on tomorrow, so.
So I move we make a recommendation.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
it's for me.
Motion to,
And $6,500.
Get a recreation.
Yeah, I didn't have the price on here, but.
To adjourn.
Yeah, we're done.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
It's your luck, Chris.
Yeah. Mhm.
You can go home and watch Miz pitching.